This is James Sullivan, 65 years old, homeless, living under a bridge near Lincoln Elementary School. The kids call him Crazy Joe. They mock him, laugh at him, throw things at him. To them, he's just another homeless man, invisible, worthless. But 20 years ago, James was a Marine, Sergeant, Iraq War, 2 tours, and one Tuesday morning in April 2023, James Sullivan proved that heroes don't stop being heroes just because they lose everything. This is his story. James wasn't always homeless. 23 years ago, he had a life, a wife, Rebecca, a son, Tommy, 8 years old. James was a Marine, came home from Iraq in 2001, got a job, normal life. Then one afternoon in 2003, everything shattered. Tommy was riding his bike 3 blocks from home. A drunk driver ran a red light. Tommy died instantly. Rebecca blamed James. "You survived a war, but you couldn't protect our son." The guilt destroyed him. The nightmares from Iraq mixed with nightmares about Tommy. PTSD spiraled. Rebecca left. James lost his job, lost the house, lost everything. By 2010, he was living on the streets. For 13 years, James lived under the Route 7 bridge near Lincoln Elementary School. Every morning, he'd watch the school buses arrive, watch the kids get off, laughing, playing, living. It reminded him of Tommy. Every single day, the kids saw him, but they didn't see a Marine. They didn't see a father. They saw a homeless man with a dirty beard and torn clothes. Crazy Joe. April 18, 2023. Tuesday morning, 7:42 a.m. James was sitting under the bridge, his usual spot. He heard the school bus coming, bus 47. Same route, same driver, Mrs. Patterson, same 45 kids. The bus always stopped at the light near the bridge, then turned left toward the school. But this morning, something was wrong. James heard it first. A grinding sound, metal on metal. The bus wasn't slowing down. Mrs. Patterson was screaming, the brakes are gone." The bus blew through the red light, cars swerving, horns blaring, and James saw where it was headed, straight toward the ravine. A 50-foot drop, rock bottom. If that bus went over, all 45 kids would die. James didn't think. 20 years of PTSD, 20 years of guilt, 20 years of watching kids and thinking of Tommy. It all focused into one moment. He ran. At 65 years old, undernourished, living on the streets, James Sullivan ran faster than he'd run in 20 years. The bus was accelerating. 45 mil r/40, 45 mil r/40. Mrs. Patterson was pulling the emergency brake. Nothing. The ravine was 200 feet away. 150 feet, 100 feet. James reached the road. The bus was coming right at him. He didn't move. He stood in the middle of the road, arms spread wide, directly in the path of the bus. Mrs. Patterson saw him, screamed, "Get out of the way!" James didn't move. 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet. The bus hit him, not head on. James jumped at the last second, grabbed the front bumper, let the impact throw him onto the hood. His body slammed into the windshield. Pain exploded everywhere, but he held on. He crawled up the hood, grabbed the windshield wipers, pulled himself to the driver's side window. Turn right now." Mrs. Patterson was frozen. Panic. "Mrs. Patterson, turn the wheel right. The dirt hill." She heard him. Turn the wheel. The bus swerved. Hard right. Instead of going straight into the ravine, it hit the dirt embankment on the side of the road. The impact threw James off the hood. He flew 20 feet, hit the ground, hard. The bus climbed the dirt hill, slowing, finally stopped, 10 feet from the edge of the ravine. Silence, then screaming, kids crying, but alive. All 45 of them, alive. Mrs. Patterson stumbled out of the bus, shaking. "The kids, are the kids okay?" Parents were running, police sirens, ambulance. Someone pointed, "There's a man, over there." James was lying on the ground, 30 feet from the bus, not moving, blood everywhere, broken ribs, shattered leg, concussion, internal bleeding, but alive. One of the kids, a girl named Emma, 9 years old, ran to him. "It's Crazy Joe. He saved us." Mrs. Patterson knelt next to James, tears streaming. "You saved them. You saved my kids." James opened his eyes, blood on his face, smiled weakly. Had to. Couldn't let them fall. Then he passed out. James woke up 3 days later. Hospital, St. Mary's, ICU. A nurse was standing next to him, smiling. "Mr. Sullivan, welcome back. The kids? All safe, every single one. Because of you." James closed his eyes. Relief flooded through him. They're waiting to thank the man who saved their children. Emma's mother came in first, crying, "Mr. Sullivan, you saved my daughter. You saved all of them." She hugged him, sobbing. Then the other parents, one by one, thanking him, crying, hugging him. The kids came in, drew him pictures, cards. "Thank you for saving us." Emma held his hand. "I'm sorry we called you Crazy Joe. You're not crazy. You're a hero." James couldn't speak, just cried. the first time he'd cried in 20 years. The story went viral. Homeless veteran saves 45 children by throwing himself in front of runaway bus. News channels, social media, everyone was talking about James Sullivan. The Marine Corps reached out. Sergeant Sullivan served with honor. We're proud of him. Lincoln Elementary held an assembly, invited James. The entire school stood, applauded, chanted his name. James, James, James. The principal, Mrs. Henderson, spoke. For years, Mr. Sullivan lived near our school, and we didn't see him. We didn't acknowledge him. Our children called him names. We walked past him every day. But when our children needed a hero, Mr. Sullivan didn't hesitate. She turned to James. We failed you, but you didn't fail us. The community came together. A GoFundMe was created. Help James Sullivan. Goal $50,000 for housing and medical bills. In 48 hours, $2.3 million. From parents, teachers, strangers across the country. People who were moved by a homeless veteran who gave everything to save children he didn't even know. The mayor held a press conference. James Sullivan is a hero, and this city is going to take care of him. They gave him a fully furnished apartment, rent paid for life by the city, full medical care, veterans hospital, PTSD counseling and therapy, job offer, school safety consultant for the district. But the most important moment came from Mrs. Henderson. Mr. Sullivan, we'd like to rename our school from Lincoln Elementary to Sullivan Elementary. After the man who saved our children. James broke down, sobbing. I don't deserve this. I couldn't save my own son. Mrs. Henderson took his hand. But you saved 45 children, including my grandson. You saved them because you couldn't save Tommy. And that doesn't make you a failure. That makes you a father who turned his pain into purpose. James accepted the job. School safety consultant. He worked with the district to improve bus maintenance, driver training, emergency protocols. He started a veteran support program at the school, teaching kids about service, respect, mental health. And every morning, James stood at the front of Sullivan Elementary, not under a bridge, not invisible, but at the entrance, greeting every child, knowing their names. The kids didn't call him Crazy Joe anymore. They called him Mr. James. And every day, Emma would run up to him, hug him. Good morning, Mr. James. Good morning, Emma. It didn't bring Tommy back. Nothing could. But it gave James something he'd lost 20 years ago. Purpose. 2 years later, April 18, 2025, the anniversary of the day James saved the bus, the school held a memorial ceremony. All 45 kids, now 2 years older, stood on stage. They'd written a song, The Hero Under the Bridge. They sang it for James. He sat in the front row, crying. After the ceremony, Emma's mother approached him. Mr. Sullivan, Emma wrote you something. She handed him a letter. James opened it. Dear Mr. James, 2 years ago you saved my life. But you did more than that. You showed me that heroes don't always look like heroes. You showed me that people who are hurting can still help others. You showed me that it's never too late to matter. Thank you for not giving up, even when everyone gave up on you. You're my hero. Love, Emma. James folded the letter, put it in his pocket, next to a photo of Tommy. Today, James Sullivan is 67 years old. He lives in his apartment, works at Sullivan Elementary, runs the Veteran Support Program, counsels other homeless veterans, helps them find housing, purpose. The nightmares still come. PTSD doesn't disappear, but now he has tools, therapy, support, community, and every morning he wakes up knowing he has a reason to be here, because he saved 45 lives, because he turned his tragedy into someone else's survival, because even when the world called him Crazy Joe and threw him away, he never stopped being a Marine, he never stopped being a father, he never stopped being a hero. This is the story of James Sullivan, the homeless veteran who saved a school bus, the man who lost everything but gave everything, the hero who proved that your worst day doesn't define you, your choice in someone else's worst day does.